and we are going to be doing our writing assignment for the week. And this week's writing assignment is going to be just kind of a fun one, kind of a free-for-all. You can write kind of whatever you'd like to write. I'm going to actually just talk about it in the video with you. So your paper is going to look like this. And it looks very similar to the writing papers we have in class. There's a picture piece and a writing piece. And the only real prompt that it has is summertime. So you're going to write anything you'd like to about summertime. You could write a story that takes place during summer. You could talk about what you would like to do this summer, what you think you're going to do, your thoughts on summer. The only thing is summertime. That's the only prompt or piece that you have to put into your story. The rest of what goes in your story is completely up to you. So I'll kind of talk about some different topics that you might think about, and then we'll look at some sentence stems that you could do. So summertime, let's think about what are some topic ideas for summertime. I'm going to write summertime towards the top of the board. Summertime. So what are some things that you could write about during summertime? So when I think of summertime, one thing I think about that's kind of unique to summer, especially around here, is water. So that could mean going to the pool, because I mean where we live, you don't really go to the pool year round. It could mean going to the lake or river. Depends. Could mean going on a boat. So water is something that I think about during summertime. The other thing I think about, another one. I'll put it here, sprinklers. Sprinklers during summertime if you ever get warm. Okay, so water is one that I totally think about. Another one I think about is riding bikes. That's kind of its own thing. Bikes. So you could have go on bike rides. Some of you might like to just play sports in general. So maybe I'll put sports because the weather is nicer, so it's not raining as much. So you can go play sports outside, any kind. So we have things you can do with the water, bikes, sports. Ooh, this one might be good. Some summertime food. You could write about ice cream. That's something, so we'll put food. You could write about ice cream. What's another summertime food? Maybe just barbecue. Some of you might barbecue during the summertime. Let's think. What are some other foods that you have? Maybe a drink, kind of like a food or drink. It'd be lemonade is kind of a summer drink. And you might have some that you're thinking of that I wouldn't even think of because it's something you like. So we have food, water, bikes, sports. What are some other things we do during the summertime? Summertime. Ooh, I didn't put this one. It kind of goes with water, but the beach, that's another one. Some of you may go to the beach, like Ocean Shores, or you might go to Westport or different places. So if you like to go to the beach, that's another one. Or, here's another one just in general, is maybe like you go on vacation or road trips. That's another thing that a lot of people do during summer instead of the middle of the year, because usually we have school. So vacation or road trip, maybe. Maybe you just think about how during the summertime you get to spend more time with your family because there is no school, so you get to be home more. So maybe family is something you could write about. Let's see if there's any other ones. Maybe, like I was kind of saying in the beginning, you could just write about what's your opinions of the weather. Do you like when it's hot? Do you like when it's sunny? Do you think it can get too hot or too sunny? That's another one. So we have a lot of ideas on this board of things you could write about. You can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be all the things on here. It could be something completely different too. Just so long as it has something to do with summertime. And yeah, you could totally put what you look forward to. The other thing I'm going to put by family is friends. So you might not only see your family more, but you might see your friends and have them come to your house more since you don't see them at school. So yeah, those are some great topics and ideas of what to write about during summertime. They're a variety of things, right? So we have everything from food to vacations or road trips, family, sports, weather, things you can do by the water. There's a lot of things you can write about, and even more that I hadn't even thought of. So when you're writing, definitely don't be worried about how much it relates to the topic, because you can kind of make a lot of things about summertime if you want to. So yeah, maybe camping as well, or roasting marshmallows. There's lots of things that kind of have to do with summertime, but you could do them at other times of the year. So don't worry too much about what you write about. It's really just a free write time for you. So let's look at some quick sentence stems that you could write.
All right, so we talked about topics that you can write about. Make sure when you're writing your picture, you've got the key parts is just make sure that you take up as much of the page as you want. Remember, the nicer the image, the more there is to look at. And don't forget color. Those are the things that help make a great illustration. But what we really want to focus on is some sentence stems, because we talked about all kinds of different topics you could write about. So I wanted to give you just a couple of sentence stems that you could use. So if I was going to write about summertime or something I like to do, I would write, I like to, and then I would write my sentence, I like to, we talked about a bunch of things, maybe go to the beach during summertime. You could write whatever you like to, but a good sentence starter if you're talking about something you like to do during summertime is I like to, or I like, and then you could talk about, like we talked about, summertime foods or things. So if it's a thing you like, you could say I like. If it's something you like to do, I like to, and you can write what you like to do. The next thing is if you wanted to talk about this summer, so you could write this summer. If you want to talk about plans you have for this summer, you'd write this summer, and then the rest of your sentence, I am going camping, or this summer I want to play with my friends. The other thing you could talk about is last summer. If you really wanted to, you could talk about last summer, maybe what you did or what you liked or didn't like last summer. So you have I like or I like to, depending on if you need the to. This summer, last summer. The other thing you might want to write about is something that's kind of like that your family does every summer. So maybe you have a tradition. So you could write every summer if there's something that you do every single summer or most summers. You could write every summer. Maybe you go visit someone or go to a specific place, or you have a specific tradition. That's something else you could write. So these are all great sentence starters to talk about summertime. You can obviously start it any way you would like to, but in case you needed some help or some starters, again, we have I like or I like to, this summer, last summer, and every summer. So those are some great options. All right, I can't wait to read what you guys write about.